Hello everyone, my name is Hasti Ghabel and I work at a healthcare company, and this course will help me a lot to learn about how to exchange health information and the regulations. I will talk about FHIR, which is pronounced FHIR today. FHIR is Interoperability Standards and Application Programming Interface for exchanging electronic health records, and it is a web-based open source developed by Health Level 7, and it facilitates interoperation of health information between heritage systems for providers, medical application developers, and other users. FHIR has three specifications, which are general documentation. It describes the resource format by defining data types, XML and JSON. Implementation, which here users can implement resources using RESTful architecture programming. And the resources, which lists all the clinical, administrative, and infrastructural resources defined by FHIR, which makes it easier to have access to a specific piece of information. Georgia Tech has an example of FHIR with 100% open source for software, and in order to get access to the health data, we need to go through three layers, which are presentation layer, business layer, and data access layer. The format of data tables follow OMOP version 4.0 standards. I will go through three resources, which are patient, condition, and medication order in GT FHIR. So the patient resource gives identification and geographical information about the patient, including patient ID, given name, family name, gender, date of birth, and address. I searched by name Dixon, which is case sensitive to search, and I found 15 entries for patients with family name of Dixon. The other resource is condition, which contains the information regarding the condition or problem of each patient for their encounters, and it can be searched by ID, condition code, encounter number, and the patient name, as I'm showing here as well. And again, I searched by the patient name Dixon, and I found 407 entries for condition for patients with Dixon family name. As I opened the first condition with its code, I found that the problem in this condition relates to acute myocardial infarction, and it shows the SNOMED code number in the JSON code of this condition. So the last one is the medication order, which describes the information of patient's medication name, the dosage, the quantity, medication code, the prescriber, which I'm showing on the right side. The prescriber was Mark L. Bronstein, Dr. Mark L. Bronstein. And it also shows the date it was written. And again, it can be searched by medication ID, encounter, medication code, and the patient information. I searched for Marla Dixon as a patient and grabbed some information for this patient. I got the patient ID, the address, gender, date of birth, and I found there are 4 records for condition for this patient, and the prescriber was Dr. Mark Brownstein, and 3 records for encounter, which dates of visits were also shown in the records. And she had 3 records for medication order, which I'm showing here in this slide. And she had the 27 records of observation, like chest x-ray, colposcopy study, respiration rhythm, heart rate, and etc. And the recent weight for this patient, Marla Dixon, was 185 pounds based on the GT FHIR information. In the end, I can say FHIR published on February 2014 as a draft standard for trial use release 1, and currently is it based on the STU2. In the beginning, FHIR focused on exchanging data across social web. Now, FHIR migrated from exchanging complex clinical document architecture to exchanging the easy JSON objects and XML. And FHIR is the best API that can fulfill meaningful use, specifically meaningful use stage 3 standards. And I can say they are visit, download, and transmit health data plus access information through API. So meaningful use 3 is going to be mandatory in 2018. And the Smart and FHIR feature makes it pretty much easy for app developers to get the data and for EHR vendors to get common API. Thank you very much.